Hello everybody, it is Claudia. Welcome to Patchwork with Claudia. Today we are working on the Windmill block. To make this block, we will need 2 squares of 7.5 inches color A to make these big triangles, 1 square of 7.5 inches to make these little triangles, fabric B, and 1 square 7.5 inches fabric C to make these little triangles. So let's see how it works. I have here all my 4 pieces. So what we need to do is for the squares, that is one we are going to call fabric A, fabric B, and fabric C. For the squares of fabric A, we are going to cut diagonally once to get 4 triangles. And from fabric B and fabric C, we are going to cut diagonally twice or in X to get 4 triangles. So let's start it. Let me move this one here. I can align these two. Align these ones very well. And let's cut it. Verify that I get. So here I already have my 4 triangles from fabric A. Now we do the same with fabric B and C. I'm going to align them very well. If you prefer could use one at a time, you are able to do it. So I will cut here once. Oh, let me do something else. I will draw a diagonal line on one side this way. And I cut first on this side. If for any chance the fabric move a little bit, we can reorganize and we know that we need to cut use the line that we draw. So let's do this way, because some people do not have the rotator mat as I do, so they need to move the fabric. So then you need to draw a line, and I will now place here my ruler and cut again. So here I already have my 4 pieces of fabric A and of fabric B and fabric C. So here it is. Now that we already cut all sections of our block, we are going to lay out the block to start sewing in them together. So let's start putting here my part A, then I will put here part B, that will be this way, and then part C, that will be this way. And let's do here again, part A, part B, C, now here A, B, this way, and C. And finally here A, B, and C. So we are going to join triangles B and C so we organize and we are going to start sewing. As I mentioned, we are going to start sewing triangles B and C, and we are going to sew them using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then we will press. So let's start it. So here I have the first one, and then it goes this way. After we press, it goes this way. So now I need to join these other 3. I already pressed all my pieces, so now I can organize them here again. Now we sew the 2 triangles with the big triangle using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So we are going to organizing. We notice here, as you can see it, when I'm organizing the block, that the big triangle is a little bigger than the other 2, and that is no problem at all because we are going to trim this section. So what we need to do is go here and mark the triangle here just in the half, and then here in this mark that we made, we join here the seam from the prior sewing, and we start sewing this way. If you want, you can help yourself with some pins so the fabric doesn't move. I will do. And then I am going to start sewing again. I have here all my pieces. I'm going to start sewing them using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So let's start it. Here is the last one. let's see what we have so far. So I have here my 4 pieces that made my block. Now we press and then we verify that all 4 make sure 6.5 inches around. If they are a little over that they will be, we trim them. I already pressed my pieces. Now I'm going to trim them so they will be 6.5 inches each one. Now we turn around and again we make sure that is 6.5 inches. So here we need to do the same with the other 3. All my sections measure 6.5 inches. So now we lay out the block again. So let's start here and then here. This one goes this way and the last one goes this way. So now we are going to join the block here and here, showing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then we press and then we sew here. So let's do it. We are going to start sewing. So let's first here we are going to first nest the seams together, and let's help ourselves with some pins to get more precise ending block. We are here, we nest the seam on one side, because on the other side is just the big triangle and the 2 small ones, so it is fine over there. Let's do with the second one. So let's nest here our seams and join the fabric with a pin and start sewing. I guess move a little bit. Let's do again. Let's be more precise. So I have here half of the block here and the other half of the block here. Now we press the seams and we join here. It is already pressed, so let's join these two parts. I'm going again to nest my seams here, helping myself with some pins. So let's do here so I can get more precise points here. So here in the middle, here is no problem. So let's start sewing. We join this part also a 1/4 inch seam allowance, as we do with every single pattern. Let me stop here and organize my fabric and remove the pin. Organize here at the end. And let's see what we have. So here is my ending block. I need to press again and it will be done. Here is the windmill ending block. It is 12.5 inches. I hope you practice it. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, share the videos, and give me a like. And see you next time here in Patchwork with Claudia. Bye.